What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Welcome to the HFG show with special guest Tropo Jesse, who did release the video last week Thursday on cue because you guys was asking about it. Thursdays are days for what, Jesse?
Fishing hat of the week.
Fishing hat of the week. And guess what the fishing hat of the week is? The one I'm wearing. This hat went over really well the first time we dropped it. We sold out. And we brought it back. This is the Stealth Black. It's a budget trucker. We got it on sale for $16.99 with free shipping. $16.99 with free shipping. It doesn't say Bass Pro. It says High Fish Gear. And it's $16.99 with free shipping. That is a black reflective. So if you're out in the dark and somebody shines a flashlight at you, boom, it shines back silver. $16.99 with free shipping. We also got back in. Here we go. This is my own personal Whip Sling XL that I got all geared up. I got tackle in here. I got. By the way, that doesn't come with it, but that's you know the Molly accessories, the MOMLL. I don't know how exactly it's spelled, but a lot of that fits on some of this stuff because it has those little pouches and clips and stuff like that. The Whip Sling XL in military green is back in stock. I kind of dig the military green. Jesse has one of the original prototypes that's a different camo, yeah?
Yeah.
And this is the staff choice. Like, this is the one that all the guys have for their tackle needs. Whip Sling XLs are back in stock in military green. Black is also available. $49.99 on highfishgear.com if you want to go check it out. And while we wait for some questions to come true, if you guys got questions, please go ahead and send them in. We're going to go through a couple rods. As promised, we're going to talk about some different rods and some different specs so you guys get an idea what rods are for. What's the first rod we want to talk about?
Let's go with the old-fashioned ugly stick.
Ugly stick. What we're going to do is we're going to show you some budget dunking rods. Now, I want to make very clear, these are not really made for throwing lures. A lot of guys always ask, can you throw lures with a 12-foot ugly stick?
No.
Not really. Not really. If you want to dunk, throw on a 8K reel, 7500 pen spin fisher, maybe a 14K Stella. No, it's primarily for dunking. It's a surf rod. It's a surf rod. This is the 12-foot ugly stick. Probably one of the better budget dunking rods that we sell. We have more higher end stuff like the Speedmaster, the Battalion and such. But the ugly stick, you cannot go wrong. What's the lure rating on that one?
This one, the 12-foot, is rated up to 8 ounces.
Rated up to 8. You can probably throw a 6 or a 7 comfortable. You don't want to go all the way 8. I think it kind of bogs down the rod when you're using 8-ounce lead. You want to kind of cut it down about an ounce most of the time when it's talking about lure ratings. It's not talking about solid 8-ounce bank sinkers. It's talking about big, funky lures. So recommended probably about 7-ounce max on that one, even though the lure rating shows 8. That's one of the okay. So here we go. It is 12-foot, 2-piece. The eyes on this one, if you guys remember some of the old other ugly sticks, they had ceramic guides that when you were rough with it, they would pop out. One of the reasons why I like this one is because these actually have like full metal eyes, which are actually kind of made for braid now. If you wanted to use braid, I don't recommend using braid for dunking. We'll get into that later on. But it has the single piece guides, which are kind of nice. And the price on the 12-foot ugly stick?
This one is going for $79.95.
$79.95. 12-foot, 2-piece, rated up to 8 ounces. Line rating is what, up to 40?
Up to 40-pound mono, but if you're throwing braid, you can go up to 65.
Okay, so if you're on the mainland and you're fishing all sandy area, you can probably do braid. Okay? But if you're fishing in Hawaii where it's not very sandy, where a lot of times you get rocky cliffs and stuff like that, don't recommend braid. Recommend going with mono every time. So rated up to 40-pound test. That is a dunking rod. The reason why we recommend 12-foot rods is not always because of the height for fighting fish. It's because when you're fishing on the beach, you like that height so people can walk under your poles instead of having to walk around it and come bother you on the top. Oh, what'd you guys catch today? They can walk under your rods comfortably and not disturbing other people on the beach, which allows you to fish not being disturbed, which is the reason why we recommend a 10-foot or higher rod for dunking. And then you had one other rod. That's another budget dunking rod. This is the Daiwa Beefstick. And this one is also 12 feet. What's the lure rating on this one?
This one is rated lighter. It's only up to 6 ounces.
This one's rated up to 6 ounces. Recommend throwing 5s.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit stiffer. The tips doesn't have that kind of whippy tip that the Ugly Stik has. This one's probably a little bit better for casting, close to the lure rating. 5s, you could probably like bomb it out. What's the line rating on that one?
The line rating on this one, up to 40-pound mono.
Up to 40-pound mono. So it's almost the same deal. When you have a rod that's rated up to 40-pound mono, that's going to be primarily for your 8K pens. Something like the Pen Pursuit, the Pen Wrath, the Pen Fierce, the Pen Battalion. That good size 8K reel works cherry with these dunking rods. These are dunking rods, and these are both budget rods. The price on this one is...
This one is $65. $55.
$55. You cannot go wrong. 12-foot rod rated up to 6 ounces. You can throw 5s with it. 40-pound test, 8K reel. Grab the 8K Wrath. That is a great combo. 55. The other one is I think close to $80 for the Wrath.
Yeah.
Oh no, for the Wrath is what? Like $65. For $120, you got a good setup. 12-foot rod, 8K reel. All you got to buy is line and stuff like that. So I wanted to walk you through some dunking rods. These are 2 budget-friendly rods that we have in stock. There you go. All right. So we're going to go ahead and scroll through some of your questions. Just to recap, this Stealth Black Budget Trucker, $16.99 with free shipping on High Fish Gate. That's the fishing hat of the week. Okay, let's go ahead and scroll through some of the questions. I saw Wallace going back and forth with somebody. All right. Let's see. All right. Best dunking rod under 100s down. I have... Okay. Wallace is saying that's the best dunking rods that he has. You like the Daiwa Beefstick? Or, let's see. Okay. Somebody was asking about the 3rd gen runner with the always parked out in front. That belongs to one of our shipping guys. You can follow him on Instagram. It's Pavement Runner. PVMT Runner. He's got quite a following online because that truck is pretty popular. It's nice. We're always talking about trucks and stuff here at the shop. It's one of our little things that we enjoy talking about other than fishing. All right. If you guys got questions, go ahead and shoot them now. Let's go ahead and read. Hinalea Hunter says, what's up with the Molly pouch? Somebody had brought in some decommissioned stuff, and I grabbed this because I wanted something to put my GoPro tripod in, and also, when I don't have the GoPro tripod, I know where my vape is because it's going to be right in here. So it's a vape/tripod pouch, and it won't come out. It has all these little adjustable, you can see them in there. Those are made for this style of stuff. You can probably pick up something like that on Amazon, but I got it from our auctions. You should definitely check out our auctions for some random stuff through the year. Okay, what is fluorocarbon coated and how is it different from regular fluorocarbon? Arnell asks on YouTube. You know which one he's talking about, the shock leader, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's something maybe Wallace could answer.
No, I kind of knew the answer. I was going to throw you a bone. All right.
I was thinking I'm pretty sure basically they're the same thing.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. So
it's basically monofilament leader. The shock line that you see that's fluorocarbon coated, you're talking about the one from Tokoru. It's monofilament line, but it has a fluorocarbon coating on that, which will help for the abrasion. And the price on that stuff is incredible. It's super cheap. If you guys want to check out Tokoru's shock leader on highfishgear.com, the price is really cherry for what you're getting. You're getting monofilament line that just holds up to all the other stuff like the Andy, and it's substantially cheaper than the fluorocarbon because it's basically monofilament with a light fluorocarbon coating, which helps with the abrasion resistance.
I've seen it land an Alua, held up to sharks pretty well too. Yeah, so the abrasion resistance is there. The strength is there as well.
Okay. So Ashton on Facebook has a question about Hot Mess Frantics.
Okay.
Do you recommend egg lead or bubble? Bubble float or egg lead?
When I run them, I usually use the egg lead.
Egg lead.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times that bigger profile grub, you want to keep it closer to the bottom.
Maybe more in the mid.
More in the mid.
Water, yeah.
Okay. What are you targeting when you use the hot mess?
Usually pupils.
Okay.
I know the guy that makes them, Jerry, he usually targets moi with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll through. Okay. I know this guy coming on my live trying to pitch his stuff. Nobody knew else from this guy. He's shady. Get problems that real. Garen's Barbarians. Okay, what are some other ways to take care of your rod besides rinsing it after use?
Oh.
Try to think.
Well, usually what I do is I go home. Usually my bait cast boat, I give them warm water, shower. I put it back in the bag before I put it away.
Yeah.
In, like the corner or whatever.
I just say microfiber rub down. Also, check out Penn Rod and Reel Cleaner. It's a spray bottle that we sell, and I really enjoy it. One of the main reasons I enjoy it is it has a citrus smell, and usually after fishing, you're touching your pole with like stink taco juice, stink Ica juice, shrimp, whatever. You're touching your rod, it's coating it all. You can see that the scales on the Evo foam grip. You can see the slime from the taco on your rod. A nice rinse down with water, but then also little misting of that Penn Rod and Reel Cleaner and a microfiber wipe down. It leaves a thin coat of oil on it, which is going to help with the dust, the dust that sticks to it when it's wet. It'll help with a little bit of that, and it gives it a nice little shine. Highly recommend checking out the Penn Rod and Reel Cleaner that we sell on our website. The Governor of Guam. You should definitely check that out. We ship it to Guam every day, brother. Half a day. Okay, USA Penn 40 Senator. Should the spool move side to side a bit or no? Yes. You're gonna, when you move it back and forth, you should hear just not like a big click, click, click. You should just hear like a tick, 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 tick. You know what I mean? You want to have it a little bit of play. You don't want it just be doesn't have any move. You want it to have just a little give. I'm talking like a tiny little, not even 1 millimeter, just a tick, 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 like that, not a tick, tick, tick. You can tell the difference of what I'm talking about. Hopefully you know. Okay. Let's see. Never thought of using ceramic spray. Good idea. Oh, so Wallace was trying to. He was talking about using a hydrophobic ceramic spray on your rod. That seems like really expensive, Wallace. What's the best mono line to put on a reel? Whatever you can fit in your budget, to be absolutely honest. The only thing I don't recommend putting on your reel, unless you're on an extremely tight budget, is the Danielson line that we sell. We sell that line specifically as a doo-doo line. Means that it just stretches. It's not the best line. It's matching to the breaking strength, but it's just not a very good abrasion resistant line. But it works really well for lead, and that's the reason why we stock it. You know, if you've got to buy an extra spool of line for lead, you'd rather spend $4 for that line versus $10 for the good stuff, like the Trilene, like the Andy, like the Jinkai, stuff like that. All the line that we sell on our website is cherry, okay?
Also, don't use the South Bend from Walmart. That one's kind of like Danielson as well.
Okay. This is probably going to be up Wallace in your category, because this is like overanalyzing fluorocarbon. So he says he saw a short clip saying that fluorocarbon gets significantly weaker, like up to 50% after catching a fish. Is there any truth to that? What do you know?
Yeah, me and Wallace were just talking about this. Like last week, I sent him a video.
Is it the video he's talking about?
Probably. Yeah. So he caught a big fish at first, and then it held up his leader real well. But the second time he caught a fish, it just snapped on him. So fluorocarbon, remember, doesn't have a lot of stretch. So once you stretch it, then it's just gonna pop. Unlike the mono, where it's stretchy already, it can always stretch back into itself.
Okay. So I guess when leader, I mean, if you catch a freaking ulua, you probably not gonna be using the same leader after.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to change out your leader if you have an FG knot on it. Especially don't throw an expensive lure back on a leader after you hooked up a fish. If you hook up a good sized fish, you know, the target species that you hook is small pupil, throw it back in the water, you can go back to fishing. But if you hook up that target fish, that 10, 20 pound ulua that you've been targeting, after you hook it up, bring it in, take a picture, release it, put it in your cooler, whatever you're going to do with it, it's probably a very good idea to switch out that leader before you go back to fishing. Highly recommended. So what he's saying is that fluorocarbon, why is really good. What is it called? Abrasion resistance.
Yeah.
Meaning when that fish is going back and forth in the rocks or taking you back and forth on a ledge and getting all banged up, the fluorocarbon is what you're going to want. But when you're fighting a big fish, it does stretch out, and you probably don't want to. It's probably up to 50% sounds about right. You probably want to switch it out.
The fluorocarbon also sinks as well.
Also what?
Sinks.
Sinks.
So if you're doing like hollow fishing, it's good because your lure will get down faster. Mono sinks after a certain point in using it.
Okay.
Yeah.
After it stretches out, comes back, and
it absorbs a little bit of water too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think Rollis did answer. He says fluoro stretches and will lose some spring back every time it stretches. Sansei Taco, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? What's up, HFG crew? If I order tonight for pickup, can I pick up tomorrow? Absolutely. You probably want to shoot for about maybe come by 10 o'clock at the latest or at the earliest for your local pickups, because when we get in the morning, we start pulling orders, and as soon as everything's ready, we mark it for ready to pick up. Once you get that notification, know that when you stop at a shop, it'll be ready for you. But don't come first thing in the morning if you do an order overnight, because we still got to walk in the door in the morning and get everything pulled and ready for you. Okay. Let me see. Are there any other questions? Oh, Kevin Park, thank you very much for reminding me. 5/8 egg lead bulk in stock. I'm pretty sure I just plugged in a few. So you should be able to grab them. Kevin Park on the website. They should be back in stock. Okay. And then Reginald says fluorocarbon has no elasticity. It'll elongate. So basically it stretches, but it doesn't come back. Okay. Okay. So there we go. We're going to overanalyze fluorocarbon leader there for just a minute. Okay. BFUK says he put a coat of car polish on his poles after every few uses.
Oh.
That's right. Little wax coating is what you're putting. You're putting a Carnauba wax coating. All right. That does work too, I guess. You know, might as well go ahead and take the buffer out. Do the water spot remover. We got to have a Sud Factory make us some special rod wax. Okay. Let's see. Weekdays 10. Yeah. Yeah, Portuguese. Here's what I'm doing. Yeah, Portuguese. Listen, I'm under promising, so I can over deliver. Okay, I tell them don't come till 10, but brought already at 9:15. But I just saying don't come till 10 just to be safe. Don't make the plans to come all the way out. This guy talking shit all the time.
I think you gotta move him off.
Can you guys get 3-ounce wire lead? No. 5.5 is where we cut it off for the 3-ounce. Sorry, man. It's not a... 3-ounce you like get back. It's a kind of a mainland thing. Sorry about that. Yoda 1976 says Stella Real Auction. It's coming next week, brother. Hold your horses, all right? We're going to be auctioning off a Stella during the weekday. You watch. It's happening.
Might be coming this week.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So, okay. Thanks for reminding me. The swap meet this Saturday... Pay attention. 46 people watching on Facebook and YouTube. 50 people watching on Instagram. The swap meet's canceled. We're not doing it this week. I talked to the vendors today, and they were a little kind of nervous about the rain, as am I. And we're supposed to start rain tonight all the way through the weekend. Saturday and Friday night looks like it's going to be the most miserable. But we are going to have an epic auction this Saturday live on Facebook, so you guys can participate that way. We'll reschedule the swap meet. Hopefully we'll get more vendors to come in. Some of them were already saying, I don't know if I want to come out this weekend. The rain looks pretty bad. And I figured after a few people kind of backed out, we just go ahead and cancel it. So no swap meet this Saturday. I'll make a couple posts about it on our social media so you guys know. Okay, just throwing your fish in the cooler or killing it and then putting it in the cooler make a difference.
Yeah, does throwing your fish in the cooler or killing it and then putting it...
Okay, well, I
would
say
yeah.
So when you catch a fish that you plan on eating, you know, I know some guys don't want to bleed it because they want to have the most weight. If you're in a tournament, don't bleed it, and then bleed it as soon as you well, you're supposed to bleed it right when you catch it.
Yeah.
But if you plan on eating the fish and you're not really doing it for a tournament, you're just doing it because you're gonna consume the food. Right on the beach, bleed it. Take out the gills, bleed it. Let as much blood comes out. kill it. Poke it in the head, guys. Poke it in the head. We had somebody come in with a fish, still a lure. They just caught at the beach. Still.
Oh yeah.
I was like, bro, just take one knife and poke him in the head. Like, put it out of his
brutal, huh?
misery, you know?
Yeah.
I highly recommend, like, if you're catching a fish to consume, you know, we cook, we catch, we cook, we eat, we kill fish. It's what we do. We're not PETA over here. But put it out of its misery, you know, especially don't just throw it in the cooler alive. You know, I know you like get back to fishing, but take a little moment. Thank you for your sacrifice. You providing food for my ohana. Poke it in its head. Put it out of its misery. It won't be flopping blood all around in your cooler. And also learn how to bleed fish. We'll probably do a video on that if we ever catch a sizable fish. We'll show how to bleed it.
Lately, I've been just having all my fish in a bucket.
Yeah.
And I have like salt water inside. And when I get back to my car, I go throw the ice inside. Salt water brine. Yeah.
So you'll notice a lot of guys like to keep their fish either in a tide pool, like if they're going to catch and release it. Sometimes they like to select which one they're going to actually take. So you catch one fish, you keep it in the water. It might stay alive for a little while. You catch a bigger fish. Hey, let me let the little one go. So a lot of times they'll try to keep it alive in a tide pool or keep it in a bucket with an aerator, you know, with the tail sticking out, kind of waiting, and they'll release it. So, but it's probably best to just, if you're going to keep it to eat, poke it in the head, put it out of its misery, and just, you know, this way it's not flopping around. And also the meat starts to do what it needs to do, but definitely recommend bleeding it. Okay. All right.
Definitely respect your catch.
Yeah. What pound test should I use for whipping? 20-pound test braid, 15-pound test mono. Unless you're doing lighter game stuff or heavier game stuff, that's pretty much the standard. Okay. A lot of questions today. I love it. Okay. Reef Candy says I give him a chance for the meat. Right on. Jesse, what's biting? What should I fish for? Ask Hawaiian Lavaya.
I don't know. He catching all the fish. That's why.
I know,
I
but
think you gotta tell me instead.
Oh, somebody says give Jesse a mic. It's hard to hear him.
Oh. Hello. No. Okay, I guess I gotta talk louder.
Yeah, we have a very compact studio here, brother. We're working on it. Okay. Hinalea Hunter and Wallace just recommended checking out Ike Jime, Ikejime on YouTube to see how the Japanese humanely kill their fish quickly to ensure the best quality for eating. I'll check it out. Maybe I'll provide a link for you guys. Somebody said, when is the next spin to spot? The spin to spot is in this bag with my GoPro. Been too busy at the shop to even sit down and edit stuff. Maybe I should send Jesse home with it. Have him edit it up. What do you think? Maybe we'll talk about it.
Put more effort in it.
We'll talk about it.
For the real channel.
All right. That's pretty much it. I gotta cut you off. We've been 23 minutes, guys. If you have a question, definitely, like, if you're watching this later in the day, you didn't get a chance to ask anything live, ask it in the comments, please. The comments, we read the comments all the time. If it's a good question, we'll actually carry it over to the next HFG show and talk about it live. We love you guys' questions. Thank you guys for participating. Your questions make these videos just so much more interesting, not just to you, but to everybody who's watching. So mahalo for all the questions. We appreciate it. Okay, I think that's all of that right there. And we got a lot of questions we probably missed on Instagram. Okay, I don't have time to answer all that. We got to head out. You guys have a good one. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Mahalo, Jesse, for joining and offering your 4 cents. Not your 2 cents, your 4 cents. All right, everybody. Thank you, Wallace, for answering, too. Aloha.
Cheers, guys.